Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. I am Sofia from Lago Film Fest, and we are here with Adi Halfin from the director of Earth Odyssey, which is one of the films which is going to be part of the Moving Bodies project and the screen down selection of short films that's going to be on Lago Film Fest this year. I'm just here to first remind you that all the films are going to be played on the 34th of August, and the festival is going to go from the 23rd of August until the 23rd of July until the 1st of August. I'm sorry. So Adi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And first of all, can you please just introduce in a few words what the film is about, what the inspirations were for it, in a few, like a short description of it.
Okay. There's the long description and the short description, so I'll try to be as brief as possible. Earth Odyssey is an official music video for Asaf Avidan's film Earth Odyssey. It was created during the first lockdown of the pandemic. So initially, Asaf and I planned to do a different music video, but I won't bore you with a story that we, of course, couldn't do it for obvious reasons. And then Asaf thought that he wants to release a certain reaction to this lockdown. You probably recall that all of us were pretty depressed at home, doing nothing, pretty shocked from the fact that we're all just confined in our own space. And we just wanted to make a feel-good music video. And it was pretty much an immediate reaction to what was happening worldwide. Both Asaf and I watched these videos of the Italians in their balconies singing to each other, which was very emotional, and it was just really an immediate reaction just to make people feel good. And we were fortunate enough to cast amazing dancers from all over the world who were themselves confined and locked down. And we created this music video remotely with the dancers from all over the world, each one dancing in their own space, in their own house, interpreting the song with their own bodies. Yeah, I think this is basically it. Was that a good explanation? I don't know.
That's a great explanation.
Okay.
Thank you. One of my first questions is because how did you choose these dancers, and also what directions did you give them? Did they all have the same guidelines or any guidelines at all, or how? Because because most of them have very similar, like in a way, like there's some similar aesthetic to all of them. So how did you manage that?
Well, first of all, the other music video that Asaf and I were supposed to do was meant to feature Bobby Jean Smith and Al Schreiber, which are like this, the power couple of dance, which later after this one, we did a music video with them called Lost Horse, but they were involved in this creation from the very beginning, and they did the casting. So basically, they came to me with these dancers, and just said, these are the best. So it was really, and I didn't even defy it because I know that they handpicked them. And yeah, I think that some of them, I know some of them are ex-Batsheva dancers or current Batsheva dancers, so maybe they have in their bodies this Gaga movement. Some of them are Gaga teachers, so maybe there is a certain, line of movement, but there weren't any instructions on my side. It was basically just dance to the song. The instructions were technical. I mean, the instructions were give me 2 wide shots and one, and maybe 2 close-ups if you have a partner that can film you closely. Because I know from my experience, mostly these self-shot music videos are like, you have like one take of a long shot and that's it. And I wanted to get more close to them and get more emotional and, get some more from them. And I always think that if you get physically closer to the camera, you can get something. And I think we also benefited from the fact that the close-ups were shot by their partners. So there was a lot of intimacy in the filming process. But regarding directions, yeah, it was just, interpret the song with your bodies, use the space. And then they just, sent me the films. We did have some reshoots because some things were like people I mean, I think everybody was going crazy at the time, like really crazy. We were all losing it. You probably remember. And some of the dances in the beginning were like, not really dance. It was like, what are you doing? It's like, and we had to kind of focus people and tell them, don't joke around too much. It's like, still, we need, we need to get a certain feeling. And there was some back and forth. I mean, sometimes I would see a certain angle from the footage, and because it was self-shot on phones, it was very easy to ask them to do another take. It wasn't like, you don't have a crew or anything. It's like, oh, you know what? There's a window there with a nice, with trees in the background. Can you shoot towards this window, or can you give me this, or can you? So, some of the reshoots were a bit more specific, but regarding choreography, it was all impro, and basically the choreography was created in the edit. And somehow, you do see movements that connect. If somebody lifts a hand and somebody else lifts a hand, it connects. So it's like, it's pretty easy to edit these things together.
Yeah, that was my next question. How was the editing process, and how long did it take? If you can speak a little bit about that.
Wow. Yeah. First of all, this is literally the quickest project I've ever done. It was like, I think from the second Asaf had the idea until it was out, I think it was a week. And I did the editing myself, which is something I normally don't do. But I knew that because we wanted it very quickly to come out, this was the only option. Because if I work with an editor and I needed to work remotely, it would be another back and forth. So I kind of needed to do it myself. Yeah, I think it was, really quick, just a few days of editing, and that was it. And because I was doing the editing, it was easy for me to write the dancers and say, hey, listen, can you give me a close up here? Can you do this? Can you just do a certain movement? Whatever it was just more immediate and less, there's so many people working in film normally that you have filters, you have a producer and you have a DOP and you have an editor, and like things need to go through so many people. So this was kind of a one-woman show, I would say, but I was basically directing and editing because and the dancers filmed themselves very successfully, I have to say. So yeah.
Yeah, it is. It looks there's some parts which I was wondering, oh, maybe they got a cinematographer there in the middle, so like it was very successfully shot.
Yeah.
My next question regarding what you said earlier is what was the reaction of the audience? I mean, in general, what did you get any I mean, what reaction were you expecting maybe with this like wholesome and uplifting video, and did you get that, or did you get any comments about it? What do you think was the feeling towards it?
First of all, the reactions were amazing. It was, I really was not expecting this. I was literally working at nights, editing, you know, and I had a baby at the time. I mean, she still exists, but she was she was a baby, like baby. So I was like between her and editing only at nights. So it was like literally just myself in this process, and I didn't, you know, nobody else saw it. And when I first showed it to my partner, I was, you know, I didn't have any, you know, external gaze on this, and I showed it to her. And normally, like, she's super critical of everything, and you know, I show her things, and she's like, "It's not good," you know. That's the first reaction normally. And here, I just showed her the first cut, and she was like, "It's really good," and I'm like, "Really? Like, you think so?" Um, so this was the first reaction I got for the video. But then when it came out, it was really touching, I have to say. I think a lot of people could relate to it, and it did what we wanted it to do. It made people feel good, and people were writing me and saying, "Thank you for making my day," or, you know, "Thank you for making me dance," because people suddenly they got up and started dancing, and you know, I get goosebumps just from talking about this now, because it was really, really very touching and surprising reactions. And yeah, I think we achieved our goal in just making people feel better. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm very glad about that. So do you have any like comments to tell anyone who hasn't seen the film yet and is going to see it at the festival, or like anything that you would like them to know about the film?
I don't know, not really. Just, you know, just enjoy yourselves, and yeah, I feel that this film kind of celebrates life in a way. So I'm really happy if it touches people and it makes them want to celebrate life or celebrate themselves and dance, you know, in the most silly ways, but just dance, you know. Yeah.
Well, great. I mean, that was very nice. I'm really glad you got like all those like it is very uplifting video. I mean, like a film in general, and it was very like yeah, very nice to see it among the selection. So I hope everyone will enjoy it as well. And thank you for sharing it with us, and thank you for submitting it to the festival, and
Thank you.
thank you for being here again. And I hope everyone can see it. Again, it's Moving Bodies, and if you can manage to to be there, it's going to be on the 23rd of July. Thank you very much, Ari, again, and see you at Lago.
Yeah, thank you very much.